Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about Jax and Brittany is giving us the goods, the tea, the stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of clips that I want to play for you, but she's sharing another scary story, an incident with Jax that got physical. Just a lot. There's a lot here. So, by the way, before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And two, you guys are always asking me about my skincare go-tos, and I appreciate it. It's not really a secret, though. It is my Blue Mean Face Pro 2.0 for those of you who are new here. Normally, this guy is about $300, but if you click on my link in the description or also pin in the comment section, you get $200 off. It uses these little microcurrents, so it feels like a massage, but they lift, illuminate, rejuvenate, and take the inflammation out of your skin. Best part is if you don't love it and it doesn't reduce your double chin, if you have one, then they will give you 100% of your money back. We love that. Love that. Here we go. All right, guys. So I feel like there is it's like one thing after another, but let's start with this clip.
Are you okay talking? You talk about another cruise was another room, the chairs, the table. How bad did it get?
It got really bad. He flipped the coffee table. My knee turned black immediately because it like flipped right up on me. And then he threw both bar stools. He broke my iPad. He broke my cell phone. He broke my Stanley cup. He threw Cruz's food everywhere. Ice everywhere. I mean, it was really bad. It was really bad. And punch holes in walls. Like, you know, it was ongoing. I talked about it all. You'll see it all. I know you haven't seen episode 2 yet, but we talk about it even more. But yeah, it was really scary.
Is that the first time he's done that to that extent?
Mm-mm. It was just the breaking point. Yeah.
Right. Because your fear is, could be my child next, and you don't know. And it's not that they're a bad person and they don't care, but when they're in the height of their addicted and mental unwellness, it's just they're not thinking straight.
Yeah, exactly. Like my friends had to come over, like Jana and Jason came over, and Jason like took him to a hotel to like get away from me. And Jana had to come over and stay the night with me and stuff because I just couldn't be by myself,
And are you okay talking? You talk about another cruise was another room, the chairs, the table. How bad did it get?
It got really bad. He flipped the coffee table. My knee turned black immediately because it like flipped right up on me. And then he threw both bar stools. He broke my iPad.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Like, what the actual is going on? Now, next clip. This is insanity.
Has his issues with me about it, but he is sober now after, he had to go back for a second time. So like there is some goodness that has come out of this. It's just a journey because being sober doesn't change everything either. So
it does not.
So it's a lot of ups and downs.
And I'm sure you're learning these terms as you're navigating through it. There's a dry drunk.
People were just recently saying that to me. That was the first time I had heard about that. So what is that exactly?
So they're not drinking, they're not using, but they're not completely working their program or their, mental rehabilitation to their fullest.
Gotcha. I hope that he is. I think with us,
everything.
It's one day he's completely fine. And then the next day he is just in a rage. And it's just like, where did this come from? He thinks that if I'm nice to him sometimes that we're going to be like best friends again. And we're just going to be able to be a big happy family and hang out and stuff like that. And then the very next day, it's just like, whoosh, who are you talking to? What guy? Like he's so concerned with who is in my life and who I'm talking to. And it's just strange after we've been separated for over a year and a half. Like I'm not like that at all. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it, but I'm not bringing it up constantly, So there's a big difference there.
And I hate using this word because it's so used so often, narcissist.
He is.
And I feel like that should be redefined because I feel like narcissism, everyone has a degree. It's not, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. But I feel that component doesn't change.
Yeah. Well, even whenever he was in the first rehab facility, they were like, you know, we can try to treat depression, we can try to treat bipolar, but his narcissism can't be treated. They straight up said that to me.
Okay. Here we go. Last but not least, by the way,
because I need
thank you to Reality Ops.
my dad. I need my father, and I don't have him.
So it's unresolved grief, right? Which
Yeah.
is, again, addiction delays everything, right? It puts everything on hold. You can't deal with anything, whether it's your adolescent development or whether it's your grief or whatever. It all has to now get done. You're now starting to have feelings, and you've got to kind of process them. It takes time. But my point is, the only point I want to make is there's sort of the addiction and the recovery, which is requisite to get better. And then there's the bipolar and the PTSD and the grief and all this other stuff, which also needs to get worked through, because it will, again, fuel the addiction. They go back and forth, these two things. And if you really work on the, you know, whether you get EMDR or grief therapies or all these different kinds of therapies, CBT, you'll need all of them, but you've got to stay with it for a long time.
Right.
Then you will achieve something I call full recovery, which is you'll not just be a recovering person, you'll not just be not using and drinking, but you will be a different person, just like you're saying you want to be for your son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whatever personality stuff people think they're seeing now in you, that will change dramatically.
That's my goal. I definitely want people to see that. I'm eager for people to see that, but also at the same time, I think they'll see it over time. I'm just really, my goal, my focus is my little boy. That's the only thing I care about. I want to make sure he has the best life possible, regardless of his mother and I, where we stand going through divorce. I told her we need to put this aside. We need to make sure our little boy has a great life, make sure he needs everything and knows that his mom and dad love him more than anything, regardless of our living situation.
Well, Jax, I think the challenge for you, again, I work with a lot of people with this thing, and I sort of trust kind of what I feel about people at certain stages of recovery. My bet is for you that your most, how should I say this? Because this is not meant to be pejorative. This is meant to be just the fact that rigorous honesty, and I mean rigorous honesty, is the requisite for you continuing to get better. And I suspect that is somewhat challenging for you. So you have to constantly check yourself, constantly know that no matter how tough it is, rigorous honesty is what you need to do to achieve that thing for your son.
That's 100% accurate. Yeah. I've been, yeah, I know. You're 100% right. There's times where I would just try to create my own narrative to make sure everybody was happy.
And you've survived that way. You've done it forever. You can't do it. You can't do it. You have to every step of the way.
Okay. God, I feel like there's so many terms and there's so many. By the way, I am currently also going to speak to somebody, which I think that now after doing it, I really encourage, you know, like people to go do it and speak to somebody. I think that they give you certain tools and help you and just really understand sometimes the way that you're feeling or operating, or if anything, it's kind of like a check-in with yourself, which is also amazing. So all of these things count, but I am like shocked that I feel like, oh, are you a dry drunk? It's like, what the fuck is that? It's like when I had to learn on Beverly Hills what queer baiting was. I'm like, what is happening out here? What is going on in the world? I don't know. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, though, especially about Brittany chiming in about the Jax Taylor of it all. And Jax Taylor, this was interesting. Dr. Drew? Okay. All right. Let me know. And also, don't forget to check out my Blue Mean Face Bro 2.0. This guy right here. Yeah, it's my go-to. And it's Saturday, guys. But tomorrow we get a new show on Bravo. That'll be fun. Love Hotel, here we come. Love you guys. See you next time.